Hey everybody, this is Alan J. Bryson with the Genius is Common Movement, and I just wanted to give you a few words of inspiration today and talk to you about the front row mentality. I'm going to tell you a little story. I was on the bus one day heading to work, and I usually sit in the front of the bus right behind the bus driver. So I'm sitting on the bus in the front, and a group of guys get on the bus. They're looking all gooned out, all thugged out and everything, looking all hard. So they get in the back. And they're, having a good time, joking and laughing. So I look back and make eye contact with one of the young men. And I nodded at him. You give him the head up, the nod. So he gave me the nod back. And he said, "What's wrong, old school? You scared to sit in the back?" And everybody looked around like, uh-oh, what's going on here? And I said, "Not at all, young man. What's wrong? You scared to sit in the front?" And then everybody was like, oh. So I wondered what would happen after that point. So he said, "No, I'm not scared to sit in the front." I said, "Then come up here and show me." So that's when everybody thought it was like going to be this confrontation or whatever. So he got up and he came up to the front, and he said, "How you doing?" I said, "How you doing, young man? What's your name?" He said, "I'm Kevin." I said, "I'm Alan. Have a seat. I want to ask you a few questions." He said, "Okay." I said, "The smartest kids in your class, Kevin, where do they sit?" He said, "They sit, those lames, they sit in the front." I said, "Okay." I said, "When you see images of kings and queens, are they sitting in the back of the kingdom or are they sitting in the front?" He said, "No, man, they royalty. They have to sit in the front. They royalty. They kings and queens. They sit in the front." I said, "Okay. When you get on the airplane and you see people who are considered first class, where do the first class people sit on the plane?" He said, "Man, those rich lames, they sit in the front." I said, "Okay. Okay, good. Okay. So you mean to tell me that the smartest kids in your class sit in the front, kings and queens and royalty sit in the front, and first class individuals all sit in the front row?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay. Do you consider yourself a king?" He said, "Of course I am." I said, "Are you one of the smartest kids in your class?" He said, "Absolutely." I said, "Do you consider yourself a first class citizen?" He said, "Without question." I said, "Then why are you sitting in the back?" And then he looked and said, "Well, I kind of just went back there." So everybody looked at me like, "Oh my God, where's this going? Where's this going?" But I said, "Kevin, I want you to do me a favor and look at what you say about yourself and where you place yourself." So he didn't understand that where he placed himself was totally opposite of what he said he was. So if you're a first class citizen, if you're royalty, you're the smartest person in your class and you VIP, why are you sitting in the back? I said, "Kevin, do me a favor, man. Don't ever sit in the back of anything for the rest of your life. I want you to think front row mentality every time. If you're the smartest kid in your class and you think you're royalty and you feel like you VIP, why are you sitting in the back?" So his boys are back there laughing at him. He said, "Man, cool out. This old man kicking some knowledge up here." I was like, "Who you calling old?" Anyway, the thing is that I told him, I said, "Kevin, for the rest of your life, I want you to have a front row mentality. I want you to think front row. Everything you do. Don't sit in the back of the church. Don't sit in the back of the theater. Don't sit in the back of the bus. Don't sit in the back of the train. Don't sit in the back of the classroom. Don't sit back in the back of anywhere. When you go to class, you sit in the front. Let the instructors know you mean business." So he thought about it and he said, "You know what? It makes sense." So as I got to my stop before he got to his, and I said, "Well, man, you have a good day and hope to see you soon. And remember, man, front row mentality." And I was getting off the bus and he said, "Hey, old school." He keep calling me old. He said, "Hey, old school." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "No more front." He said, "No more backseat living for me, man. No more backseat living. I'm in the front row of my life for the rest of my life." I said, "Young man, that's the key. Place yourself in the front row in every single thing you do." So that little exchange with Kevin made me realize that we have to continue to spread the word of positivity and the word of royalty in terms of how we look at ourselves. If you see yourself as a front row person, VIP, royalty, king and queen, intelligent, why are you in the back row of anything in your life, in your relationships, in the way you work, in the place that you work? Never sit in the back of anything. So this is the little brief story I wanted to share with you all to send you the message that I don't want you to live in the back seat or the back row of anything in your life. Everything in your life should be front row. This is Alan Bryson with the Genius is Common Movement. See more of my work at alanjbryson.com. Take care and walk in victory.